I see dead people. Hey guys, today is Storytime Saturdays. What's up? I'm Germans and I'm your host for Storytime Saturdays on my channel. For those of you new to my channel, my Storytime Saturdays are all about my weird and wacky stories that happen to me in my life. And today's Storytime Saturday is going to be a story about an aspiring sports team that learns and finds the values of true friendship and teamwork and how they aspire to win their first game. Actually, this story for today's Storytime Saturday is going to be the story about how we almost won our first rugby game of the season. And I think it would be appropriate for me to do this commentary about my rugby team or whatever is because next week on Wednesday, April 11th, we have our first rugby game actually against another team from another part of our region. So it's going to be really weird to face people that we don't know and that we haven't seen, and especially that if we don't know how big they are, because rugby is a full-on contact sport, and I get killed out on the field most of the time, sometimes, not all the time, But let's get down and dig into the juiciest parts of this story. So let me give you some background information. So last year, it was the first year I ever played rugby. It was the first year actually for my whole team playing rugby. No one ever played the sport before. So we were learning the sports. We were learning how to play it from the ground up, learning how to pass the ball, learning how to do the plays, learning how to throw, and learning the rules. So if you guys don't know what rugby is, essentially rugby is the sport. It's like European football, where you can only pass backwards. You cannot pass forward. If you pass forward, it's a penalty. You get a 10-yard penalty. And it's basically like football with no padding. You get to run around, tackle people as much as you want, but you can only tackle the ball carrier. And one other big rule is that you can't block teammates. So say if I have the ball and I'm trying to get past through the defense, someone on my team cannot block someone that's trying to tackle me. So they can't block like in football. So rugby, I was playing rugby for maybe 1 year, 2 years now, maybe just 1 year. And we never played it last year. Let's just get that straight. We didn't know what to do. I was never even on a sports team. I'm not very athletic. I just like to play rugby. And the reason why I joined the rugby team last year is because one of the coaches, which is the science teacher from my school, he said, "Oh, come on, you guys got to join rugby." And he gave me a form, and I'm like, "Okay, I'll try it out." All my friends were joining rugby. Why not? Why wouldn't I do it? So we're practicing really, really hard, and we didn't know how to play the game. We were really, really bad. We were basically shit. We were just the worst team ever, and that reflected on how we played the games. So let me give a recap. Our season went from loss, 0-50, loss, 0-50, and our last game, our very, very last game against the school called Laurier, and when we played the game, when we played all the other teams, we played against really big white people. In fact, there was this one guy on the school. He was 21 years old, and he was in 10th grade, all right? 21 years old or something like that. Maybe, I think I'm exaggerating a little bit, but he's probably 18 years old, in 10th grade, and he had 2 kids. And he was the size of a freaking tank, like 6 foot, maybe 3,000 pounds big. And that guy just took a dump on us. Man, he would run through our whole defense line and tackle us and just sit on us. And it was just terrible, terrible. Oh my God. But that was just one guy. And there's another guy on another team. Like, everyone was bigger than us. Everyone had more experience on the field than we did. And it was kind of unfair. But this year we have more experience than the teams next year. So hopefully we're looking forward to a good season. And hopefully we'll actually do better and win more than in 0 games. Hopefully we'll win more than 0 games this year. But getting on back to the story. So it was the last game of the season. And I'm trying to think. We won 0 games. We lost every single game, and that game we had to win. We wanted to end the season on a good note. So we were playing our hardest. We were playing our hearts out, and we're learning how to play on a team. We're learning to play better as a team, learning how to pass the ball during that last game. And here comes the point. Basically, what happens? We were playing last game, last play of the game. So maybe 2 minutes left in the game. The referee says, "All right, guys, this is the last play of the game. Cedarbrae ball." All right. So we get the ball. We're playing frantically. We pass the ball. My teammate catches it. He runs. He gets tackled. I pick up the ball. I pass it to my other team. He gets tackled. I pick up the ball. We run. I get tackled. I drop the ball. My teammate picks it up and he passes it. And we're running. We're running. And we're running. He gets tackled maybe 10 yards from the try zone, which is also known as the end zone for you football players out there. So we're 10 yards from the try zone. And then the referee calls, this is the last play. Where do you go tackle? The game ends. And we were down by 1 try. We were down by 1 try to tie the game. So we're like, we have to get this point. So me, taking it upon myself, I'm not the best player on the rugby team, mind you. I'm kind of skinny and tall. I'm about 5'11", maybe even 6 feet tall. But I'm really, I'm slightly fast. I don't want to, become full of myself. But I know what I can do, and I know what I can handle when I play the sport. So I look to my right, no one is open. I look to my left, no one is open. So I pick up the ball, close my eyes, and I run. I run my fastest, I run my hardest into 2 big guys the size of the siege towers in Lord of the Rings. And I make it in between both of them. And I get the try. I get the touchdown try, whatever you call it for you football noobs out there. I put it down, I get the point, and we're all screaming, we're all rejoicing. Yeah! Woo, yeah! We're all rejoicing in happiness and having all the fun times that we tied the game. All right, we tied the game. The score, let's just say it's 10-10. We are tied for the lead. If we win this game, we might go to the playoffs because, basically, there are 6 other teams in our division, and if the other team that had the same rank as us, 0-0, lost the next game, we would have made the playoffs. So we were like, yes, we have a chance. We can win. But what I forgot to mention in the story is that our best field goal kicker, our 2 best field goal kickers actually got injured during the last play. They got Charlie horsed in the legs. One of them had a swollen ankle, and no one could kick. And at this point in time, we were like, who can kick? We need someone that can kick the ball. And one guy, he shall remain nameless, Tyler. He shall remain nameless, and he's like, I can kick the ball. And he's black, so we're like, okay, he's sportive. He can play. He can kick the ball. He's black. All right, so we let him kick the ball, and in our hearts were pounding. And then as he was running up to the ball, it was like a slow motion run of him going, and he kicks the ball. And the ball does not leave the ground. It just rolls like a potato on the ground. It just goes boom, 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 rolls on the floor, and we just start to cry. We are so disappointed. We could have won. We could have made the playoffs, and the opposite team was laughing at us. We were laughing at our teammates, and we'll never let Tyler live that moment down in his life, in his career. We will never let him live down the time. He lost us the game because he cannot kick a rugby ball for his life. That was one of the most saddest moments I've ever seen in a rugby game ever for my whole 1-year career, or whatever you want to call it, of me playing it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like in the like section below, as it really does help me out. And I think this is going to be one of my most enthusiastic Storytime Saturday videos ever. So if you guys enjoy this, please leave a like. I repeated that already. This is Germans, also known as the Gamertag Man, preferably German, signing out for another gameplay commentary.